Welcome to the Alex Ford Podcast, where we bring you the latest strategies to build a 6 or 7-figure online business and quit your 9-to-5 job. You'll hear from the best online entrepreneurs, the top marketers, and the rising stars who are making it happen right now. Every week, you'll get actionable steps to turn your digital marketing dream into a profitable and rewarding full-time career. Here's your host, entrepreneur, world-class trainer, and marketing strategist, Alex Ford.
All right, welcome to the Alex Ford Podcast. Today we have a special guest, Jonathan Montoya. Jonathan Montoya has become a good friend of mine, and he has gone from working a 9-to-5, having a negative of $1,200 in his bank account, to making over, get this, $4 million in his business. And all through the vehicle of email marketing and YouTube. So he is also a coach and mentor to over 50,000 students in his company, students that are looking to quit their 9-to-5 jobs and plenty of students that have quit their 9-to-5 jobs. So Jonathan, say hello to the audience and share with them that if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Alex, dude, thank you so much for having me on, man. I'm really excited to be here. Man, that's a good question. What superpower would I have? So I don't like sleeping, man. So I think my superpower would be never to sleep. That's because I can get more work done. I could, work out more. I can, I never have to go to sleep, because that's the one thing I don't like to do is I don't like to sleep. So I think that would be super cool, because I could obviously make more money in my business. I can, I can do way more things with way more people. And I think that would be the coolest thing, is never to sleep, because if I were to do that, then I would be able to do so many things. So I think that would be the coolest thing, man.
Man, I have to say, I 100% agree with you. In fact, if I could have a superpower, I think that would be mine, because recently I actually worked on a book that I'm going to be releasing. And one day, I was up for 21 hours trying to get all the designs done and all that. So if I could not have to sleep and just, crush it and still have that energy to be with family and do the things you want to enjoy, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
so,
man, that's
awesome.
That's the funny thing. It's like the kind of, not, I wouldn't say the worst part of my day, but it's like, I gotta go to sleep, and then I gotta get excited, or then I'm like, well, I gotta wait till next day to do everything. It's just like, I don't know, man. I guess I love the life I'm living at the moment. So it's like, I just wanted to keep going every single day. So I think that would be the coolest thing, So yeah, anyways.
That's awesome, man. And in saying that, I don't want to give the wrong impression, right, to people that are watching or is listening. So how important is quality of sleep to you, though, and the impact that it has in your life and your business?
Yeah, I mean, it's super important, because, I'm a pretty active person, obviously in my business, but also in the gym. I want to be there for my family. So, I'm conscious of, the quality of sleep. Now, I don't get as much sleep as I should. I am getting maybe 6 hours a night, which is pretty good for me. But typically, a good sleep is 7-8 hours. But you know how it is, Alex. We're always working in the business, and we love what we do, which is the cool part. But it is important to get that quality sleep to be able to be, efficient in your work, in creating content, and your business, everything. So it's very, very important. Absolutely. So I'm very conscious of my sleep. There's those days where, sometimes you don't get as much sleep because you have a big project, a big launch coming up. But it is important, because if you don't sleep, then everything else just kind of goes downhill. Your health, and you're mad, you're not working efficiently. So yeah, it is very important, my man.
That's awesome, man. And I totally agree, because there's been plenty of times where I haven't got enough sleep, and it does impact your productivity. Yeah. And I think for most people coming from the 9-to-5 from a 9-to-5 to online entrepreneurship, they're used to, not sleeping enough, being tired at work. And then when we come into entrepreneurship, I do feel it's even more important, because when you have that energy and that strength, it translates to more results in your business.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Awesome. And tell me, man, you've been in the online business industry a few years now. And I remember actually when you had your start, and you've had a bit of a meteoric rise in a way, which I've loved seeing. But tell us what led you to finding the digital marketing industry initially? So where were you before? And then what was that defining moment that made you pull the trigger to just jump into digital marketing?
Yeah, man. So here's the thing. So I actually did the whole, going to college and getting a degree. So let me go back a little bit. So when I was in high school, I was actually kind of had the entrepreneur like vibe. Like basically I would buy CDs and I would sell them. I would buy chocolates and resell them in school. Like I did that all through school, man. Like even in middle school, elementary school, I was always selling something. And then when I graduated high school, my parents said, "Hey, you need to go to college, you need to get a degree, and this is going to be your life now." So, I kind of got, I never, when I got into college, I stopped selling, I stopped kind of doing entrepreneur stuff. So I just focused on school, like 100%. I don't know if you've ever been to college, Alex, but it's a lot of work, man. It's like like that's all you do. That's your whole life. And I was going to be an engineer, and basically, I got my degree. I got a good job making, a decent amount of money every year. And, I had the good benefits. And when, about 2, 3 months in, I was like, okay, this is cool. I was happy with my job, but I, I started noticing this guy walk in. Okay. Every single day he would come in and he would shout out a number, 535 days, 534 days. And he would go down the list, or, every single day it would be lower and lower and lower. I was like, what is he talking about? So his name was Fred. One time I saw him in the break room and I was like, Fred, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, why do you keep yelling this number? And he was like, well, this is the day when I retire. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, man. Like, what what are you gonna do when you retire? He's like, well, me and my wife, we're gonna move to Hawaii. We're gonna live, on the island. We're gonna be able to do this and that. And I was just thinking, I was like, man, that sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I mean, that's cool, but it's like I don't know, whatever the retirement age at 60, 65 years old, whatever it is. I was like, man, you're working this job, or you've worked this job to now and you're almost retiring, but you're barely going to live your life now at 65 years old or whatever. And like, I got to thinking, I was like, that is not the life I want to live. I was, 24 at the moment. And I was like, man, I just don't want to do this. Like, this is not the life that I want to live. I don't want to work this job and then finally live my life at 65 years old. So that led me into trying to figure out how to make money, man. Like, I literally went down every kind of business model you can think of. I did the whole couch flipping. I went to Craigslist and, got free couches and flipped those. And I made money with that. But then I was like, okay, how can I make more money? So then I got into Shopify. I created my own drop shipping store. That was cool. I made some money as well. But, you're dealing with all the fulfillment and then all the refunds because you're drop shipping from China. So, that it was just like, that was a pain, dude. So then I got an Amazon FBA, crypto, all this stuff. Okay. Like I literally, every business model that you can ever think of, I've probably done. Okay. Um, Long story short, when I got into like the crypto part of things, I, got kind of like greedy, like, and like anxious. I was like, I need to make money quickly. I want to get out of this job. So basically I put all my money in at the moment, and that's what led me into going negative in my bank account, which was scary because I'd never been a negative and I couldn't pay my mortgage. So, basically at that moment, I had to figure out like, hey, why is nothing working for me? Like, why can't I, I've had a little bit of success with these other things, but why can't I like, I was looking at everyone else. Why can't I like make money like them, right? Passively. So that's when I kind of got into affiliate marketing, or looked at affiliate marketing. I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing. You don't have to have your own product. You don't have to fulfill. You don't have to worry about the customer service. Why did I do this from the beginning, right? So that's when I stumbled upon affiliate marketing, and basically that's where I am now. So yeah, man, that's kind of what led me to digital marketing, affiliate marketing, the whole, this whole world.
That's awesome, man. I love your story because I, I see a lot of similarities in my story too, where being young, I do all these little things and you don't really know it's entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You just have this thing that you just want to make money, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously that manifests over time into, like something like what we're doing now. It's just some sort of online business, which not everyone has. And I don't think people need to have that experience when they were young in order to make money. Because I've seen people that they were total 9-to-5ers in the beginning, and then they started something and they absolutely crushed it. Quit their 9-to-5s and went on to create freedom. So that's awesome, man. And now you're not just doing affiliate marketing as an affiliate marketer. You've gone on to do something way bigger that I personally, from what I've seen, has changed your life even more.
Yeah.
Right. So can you share a bit like what you're doing now?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. So I always say, man, like affiliate marketing is the gateway drug to like, like everything else. Right. Because what it allowed me to do was it allowed me to build my email list. It allowed me to build my YouTube channel, my following. And at that point, if you have an email list and a following, you can do whatever you want. Right. So what I mean by that is, when I was promoting, so I got into, promoting ClickFunnels, Easy One Up. Then I really got into Legendary Marketer, which is when I met you. So the way I look at it is I used these other programs to kind of build up my following, right? Because, they had amazing programs, amazing products that I didn't have, right? I didn't have the ability to create these type of products at the moment. So to me, it was like, well, I can make money and build my email list, without having a product. So what I mean by that was like, I was able to build up these assets until I got to the point where it's like, okay, now I have a pretty good list. I have a pretty good following on YouTube. At that point, I can do whatever I want, meaning I could create my own product. I can have my own merch, whatever, because you have a list, right? As you know, Alex, having a list is probably the most powerful thing on the planet, right? That's why Amazon is worth trillions of dollars, because they have a customer list. Anyone could go build an Amazon.com, the website. That's not why Amazon is so, why they're so valuable. They're valuable because they have a huge customer list. Okay. So I used affiliate marketing to build my list. And when I created my own product, when I, launched my own course, my own coaching, it was easy because I already had this list, right? And at that point, I had got the momentum started, right? In the beginning, when you're starting an online business, the hardest part is getting that momentum, right? Because, you're creating content, you're learning how email marketing works, you're learning how to build a funnel. So, once you get that momentum rolling, then it's pretty easy at that point, as long as you continue on with that momentum, but you got to get through that hard part. So basically what I'm trying to say is I used affiliate marketing to get where I am today, right? I now have a following. I now have a list. People reach out to me to speak on their virtual summits or to promote their program. I basically can leverage that, but it all started with affiliate marketing. And that's what I want people to understand. Yes, I sell courses now. Well, that's because I used affiliate marketing to get where I am now, right? So I hope that makes sense, man, because like that affiliate marketing allowed me to build that list, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love your journey because, when a lot of people come into affiliate marketing, digital marketing, a lot of times they think, oh, do I have to create my own product? Do I have to have my own company? Do I have like all this overcomplicated stuff? And, you absolutely don't. In fact, you're helping so many people to learn affiliate marketing without having their own products. They're actually promoting your products, which we'll share more about that, soon. But promoting your products. But for those people that do want to one day, I'd love to know how many people eventually want to have their own companies, Jonathan, with the people that you work with. What do you think? Like, does everyone want to have their own company?
No, yeah. So basically I tell them that I'm like, hey, like when they're going through like my trainings, I'm like, hey guys, do this with the intention of like maybe one day having your own product or having your own coaching. I want people to do that because you make more money and you have more freedom, if you're able to kind of build up your own business and your own system. So it's like, do this with the intention that one day maybe you do want to. And if not, hey, you have the option to not create a product if you don't want to, right? If you just want to continue promoting affiliate products, like you have the option to do whatever you want, right? Which is true freedom in the end, at the end of the day, which is, I'm a huge advocate of freedom, man, like freedom of everything. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely like, I want my students to go and create their own products if they want, you know?
And that's actually very good advice because, yeah, I think like having a product, someone else's product, whether it's, you know, yours, Jonathan, or anyone else's, it's a great place to get started.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you can aim, you know, don't let it be what you focus on now. But if in the future, one day you have your own product, like once you develop skills, once you know what you're doing, and at that point, could be years down the track, you can launch your own coaching program, products, and ultimately you have way more control of your time, money, freedom, even more than affiliate marketing. So, yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah, man.
So, man, look, you shared with me then when you got started. I mean, you went down the college route, you got a degree,
Yeah.
you got into engineering, which you actually had a good job. Man,
Yeah.
when you were, you know, with what you were doing. Most people, they hate their jobs, right? In order to start something new. Thought it was interesting, the guy that you shared that shouted his days to retirement. That's, oh man, I think for me that would kill me every day having to do that, because it's like it's not like how close I'm getting, it's still how far I am.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's crazy. But man, you know, you went through a lot. You started, you know, you did lots of different business models. You did affiliate marketing. You got your own company. So tell me, Matt, it's been an easy journey for you, hasn't it?
No, it has not, man. It's been rough. Okay, so are you talking about like the affiliate journey or like before that?
So, I mean, share with us some of the struggles you've encountered specifically with online business.
Okay.
It could be a little bit of before or during affiliate. The whole point is like, what can people expect during their journey? Because most people, they think this is going to be easy. I'm going to be making money, you know, quit my job in 2 months, 3 months, but they don't know the reality that they're going to have to learn new things. And right.
Yeah.
So if you could share a little bit about those challenges, but also how you overcame them so people can get some value from that.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. So basically when I started the affiliate business, right? So everything I already explained kind of led me to starting the affiliate business. I was negative in the bank actually. So I went negative. I remember May 10th, 2019. And at that point I was like, okay, I know I got to create content to build my business. So on May 15th, 5 days later, after I was negative, I was like, I'm starting my YouTube and I'm going all in on this affiliate marketing thing. I don't care if it takes me 10 years, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to create videos every single day until I get out of my job. And that was the promise I made with myself. And I was like, I'm not going to go back on that. So basically, Alex, I went, started my first, or my YouTube channel on May 15th. And I create a video every single day because at that point I didn't have the money to like go into paid ads and start running ads to my affiliate links. Like I didn't have the luxury of that. So I had to create content. And so at that point, there was no like TikTok or short form videos. It was all about YouTube. So every single day I would wake up at 3:30 a.m. every single morning and I would create a YouTube video every morning. Like there was you could go back to my old channel, and look, like every single day there was a video. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to create a YouTube video. I was terrified on camera. You know how it is, man. Like when people are first starting out, you got all those you have imposter syndrome. You have, all these things are holding you back. Okay. So, but I just told myself, I'm like, I got to make it happen. Like there's no way I'm not going to make this happen. Like I can control this. I can make a video every single day. So I would get up at 3:30 and I would make one video every day, a YouTube video. So 10, 20, 30-minute video. So it wasn't just like a TikTok, right? It was a full-on video. Now, I didn't edit the video. I didn't have an editor. It was just me. I didn't edit the video. It was just a raw video. And it was like, I would just do it. I didn't have the time or the luxury to be able to edit. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't have the money to pay somebody. So what I would do, Alex, is I would go find a video on YouTube, something I wanted to learn, right? So for example, how to get traffic from Pinterest. I would watch the video and I was like, okay, cool. So then I would go and I would make the video that was basically modeling that video. And that's how I learned. It was like my hack. I would watch a video and then I would go recreate it. And, my video was non-edited. And it was just raw. Like I would mess up and I would be like, And I would go back. You could, they're pretty horrible, but they're packed with information, right? So that's what I did, man. And the reason I was able to do it is because I think because I had failed so many times in these other business models, and I had a strong like why, right? Basically, like it wasn't really about the money at this point. It was like, no, I want the freedom, right? I want the freedom. I want to be able to, um, spend time with my wife, with my daughter. That's another thing. My daughter was born that year, 2019, so I think that was a huge boost in my why as well. But anyways, I wanted to spend more time with my family. I wanted to be able to. One of the biggest things was just like getting the check, right? When you go out to eat and you go out with friends or family, it's like, hey, I got the check. I wanted that stuff. I wanted to be able to, you know, help my family out when they needed money. Like it was these little things that kind of like they were just in the back of my mind when I would wake up at 3:30 and I was like, man, I don't want to wake up today, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen because this is why I'm doing it, right? So, I think if you don't have a strong why, then it doesn't really matter. If you're like, oh, I want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, cool. You might be motivated, but at the end of the day, it's like money is not the biggest driver. It's what the money can do, right? And I think really figuring out what's the main thing that's going to drive you, like really dig deep, right? And it's like these are the things I want, right? And I made a list, and this was like the stuff that trust me, man, I didn't want to get up at 3:30. I was exhausted, and my daughter was just born, and we were going through that whole phase, and it was a lot. Like there was some days, and we talked about sleep in the beginning here, but I didn't sleep that very much throughout that time, but I made it happen. And every single day that was just creating a video. It was a slow process, super slow, but then you gain momentum. You start getting a little bit of momentum, and that's where the magic happens because you get that little result that then gives you that confidence to continue going. It's maybe not a sale, but you get like a spike in views, a spike in subscribers, something, right? There's something that wasn't there before. And then maybe the next week you get your first sale, your first lead. And those little things, man, they stack on each other, and it grows exponentially until, where I'm at now. And we're about to hit $5 million in overall revenue. So it's just, that momentum is hard to build in the beginning, but I had a plan, right? My plan was to make a video every single day. And yeah, so that was kind of the struggle and what got me through it, even though I didn't want to some of those days.
Wow, that's powerful. And anyone who's watching, like, take notes of that, rewatch, re-listen, because there is literally the secrets in what Jonathan just said to creating success. And man, like some of the things you said there is just the stuff that you dealt with, right? The imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I think we all tend to have that where we feel, well, I'm new to this. How am I going to help people? Why are people going to listen to me? Right. But, and the other stuff that you mentioned as well. What were you mentioning here? Okay. So, obviously the failure and stuff, but ultimately it's like when all these feelings come up,
yeah,
maybe feelings of not enough, maybe feelings of I don't deserve money, feelings of, like, why is anyone going to listen to me? Ultimately, that stuff, what I'm hearing is it doesn't matter. Even if you have it, it's not going to matter. And you're going to do whatever it takes when you're clear on exactly what you want, which that's what it sounds to me, what you said. You were exact, and you said, okay, even if it takes me 10 years until you quit your 9 to 5, that's because you already have that clarity that not that maybe, not that I hope, that you're going to quit your 9 to 5 no matter what. And then, of course, behind that is, your family, right? Which when you know that this is more for them than for yourself, then you get up at 3 a.m., right? You push through that. You do your raw videos, which I think was amazing because so many people think they have to get things perfect in the beginning, and then that holds them back. So
yeah, no,
even though you went through all those struggles, Jonathan, was it worth it?
Oh, dude, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know if you ever read the book Can't Stop Me by David Goggins. Have you read that one?
No.
Okay. So basically he's this guy, they call him the hardest man on the planet, but he goes through these really, really hard things like the Navy SEALs training and like he's literally going through hell. And but now, because he did all these hard things, he's a world-class speaker. He has a best-selling book. Like but he did these really, really, really hard things, right? And I think that's what people need to realize in this whole industry, or anything you do in life. If you could do something really, really, really hard where no one's watching you, no one sees the nights you wake up in the morning, and the struggles and the mind games you play with yourself. No one sees that until you get through it. And then it's like, then people start to notice, right? And that's what I got from that book. Definitely a recommended book that I recommend your audience to read is Can't Stop Me, because you build this mindset that nothing's going to stop you no matter what, right? And if you can get through the hard things, then there's something beautiful on the other side. And that's what I believe that's how I was, like, at this time. Like, no one was watching me, man. No one cared about me, and that's okay. I had to put in the reps. I had to put in the work. I had to learn the skills. I had to put in the reps, right? Like, if you don't put in the reps and you think you're going to get something like being able to quit your job, it's not hard to be able to do it. It's hard to do that. It's not easy to being able to quit your job. But if you don't put in the reps and you don't, you're not learning the skills necessary, then yeah, you don't really deserve it, right? And that's kind of how I look at it. So it's like, yeah, man, I'm 100% happy with like the result. But I remember going through it. It wasn't fun. Like, trust me, like, yeah, every single day, like getting up at 3:30, and some days I would sleep 3 hours and my daughter was up. Like, it wasn't easy, man. Like, I wanted to lay in bed. I wanted to sleep. And, I made a promise with myself. Maybe I was, maybe I was a little too much, but hey, I'm here now, and like I made it happen. So, yeah, I definitely don't regret anything.
That's awesome, man. And the book that you mentioned, Can't Hurt Me or Can't Stop Me, because I put that up here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Can't Hurt Me. I'm sorry about that.
Can't Hurt Me. Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds by David Goggins. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's definitely one I'm gonna check out, because I think we all go through all that at any stage of our businesses. So to be able to know that, we can get through all that, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a great book. I definitely recommend it. Even, Alex, for you, I think you would love it, man, because, we could all use a stronger mindset. All of us, we could always just be able to like endure more, right? Because, this online business, no matter how much money you make or how much money you don't make, like you're going through something. So, we could always have that stronger mindset. So mindset's huge in this game. And if you don't have that right mentality, then you're not going to be able to get through it. So, and that's one thing I want to mention, Alex, is like, I know some people look at me and this is something I didn't mention, but I started my business in May of 2019 and I quit my job in 9 months, which is pretty quick. Right? If you really think about it, it's pretty quick. But what people don't understand is I did a lot of stuff before that. I put in a lot of business reps, a lot of failures. There was a lot of things that happened before that, right? So yeah, I quit my job in 9 months when I started affiliate marketing, but I also did all this other stuff before, right? I put in the reps. I lost a lot of money here already. So when I started my affiliate business, like, there was like, you know what? We just got to make this happen, man. Like, let's do this thing. I had already failed so many times. So, that's one thing I want to mention as well.
And I think that is an amazing and valid point, because people are going to go, 9 months, I haven't made it happen, but Jonathan did. And I totally agree with you, because the people that create success faster, they've done something in their lives, whether it's they were successful in some sports or, just something or another business. So when they come here, they understand there's going to be challenges and getting through them. But that's why I love what you said when you shared before. You told yourself, even if it takes me 10 years to make it happen, you would make it happen. And for anyone that's new, I would say, I mean, that's an amazing like mindset, but a lot of people are going to go 10 years is too long. Heck, what about 5 years? What about 2 years, right? Even 1 year, I'd recommend 2 years, but it's like, I say to people, if it takes you 2 years to make it happen, right? But then you don't do it. Well, where are you going to be in 2 years anyway?
Yeah.
Right. You're still going to be in the same place. Mm-hmm. So giving yourself that time frame, is very important. So awesome. So let's move on, man. Yeah, I'd love to get into a little bit more about strategy.
Let's do it.
Tactics. So tell me, like, you've mentioned to me already previously about some, marketing strategies or skills, just things that helped you to be able to create success in your business. And one of them that you mentioned, I'm very curious to know, and I think anyone that's listening would love to know as well, is what is affiliate marketing ecosystems?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, man. So the way I explain so I call it the affiliate marketing ecosystem, which is my framework on how I do affiliate marketing and how I teach it. So I continue to do this to this day. It makes me so much money, and more importantly, it helps the customer get a result. Okay, so let me try to break this down without my graphics. So try to visualize this with me. So most affiliate marketers, or at least when I started in the industry, they would say, you know, you need to build this really big email list and just promote random products on ClickBank. Okay. If you guys don't know what ClickBank is, it's basically a network of bunch of affiliate products, basically online courses. So, okay, that still works. A lot of people still do that. For me, I was like, well, I want to be able to help somebody, not just promote a bunch of random stuff that I necessarily don't believe in. So the affiliate stacking ecosystem allows you to promote multiple products, but also helping somebody get the ultimate result that they want. Okay. So let me break it down for you. So let's just say you're in the health and fitness niche. Okay. You have somebody at point A that's, you know, they hate their body. Maybe they're overweight. They're not happy with life. Okay. Let's call this point A. They want to get to point B, which is, you know, they're now able to lose the weight. They're able to have more energy because they lost the weight. They're more confident. Therefore, they can make more money. Right. That's the ultimate desire that they want, right? Not necessarily losing the weight, but the ultimate desire is having more energy, you know, spending more time with their family because they have more energy. So the ultimate desire is point B. Okay. So we have someone at point A. We need to get them to point B. So we need to build this map to get them from point A to point B. So how do we do that? Right. So one product that could help them is obviously a course, a training, right? That's going to teach them how to properly, um, what's it called? You know, exercise, how to properly, you know, get their mindset right. So basically we could even call it an online course. Okay. That could be the main core product. Okay. Next product to help them get to point B is maybe supplements, right? So now they need these supplements that's going to help them, you know, lose weight, get more energy. So that's product number 2. Product number 3 could be a meal prepping service. Okay. So now they got to eat right. Now maybe we can recommend a meal prep service so they can have, you know, healthy meals for them, right? The next product could be protein or whatever it is, right? Then the next one could be now they need a gym so they could go work out. So that's the map, right? They actually need all these things. We're not just promoting random products now. So the cool thing now is with affiliate marketing, well, now you can become an affiliate for all these things, right? You can become an affiliate for an online weight loss course. You can become an affiliate for a meal prepping service. You can become an affiliate for supplement programs, all these things, right? But we build the map first, okay? We got to do our due diligence. How do we actually get someone from point A to point B? Okay. So that's the affiliate stacking ecosystem. Okay, so this is the map. And then we kind of build out the ecosystem, which is now like in our email marketing, when we get an email, now it's like, hey, well, you need these products. You need product number 1, you need product number 2, you need product number 3 to get the ultimate desire. Okay. Another example of this is I'll give you an example of my business, right? So when I do my A to B map, right, getting someone from point A to point B, their point A is they hate their job, and their point B, their ultimate desire, is they want to quit their 9-to-5 job. They want to spend more time with their family, right? So how do I get them from point A to point B? Well, that's where I then, you know, product number 1 is maybe an online course. Could be my product, could be something like Legendary Marketer, could be just a main core training program, okay? Product number 2, well, maybe they need a funnel builder. So ClickFunnelsystem.io. Product number 3, maybe they need an email autoresponder like GetResponse or Aweber, right? They actually need these things to get to point B. Okay. So we're building out this map, right? I teach YouTube. So then I'm like, hey, well, you need this YouTube tool like TubeBuddy or Morning Fame. So like I'm actually recommending products that are going to get them to their ultimate desire. And that's a win-win because now we're not just promoting random stuff. We're actually giving them things that they actually need to get to point B, which is their ultimate desire. And that's the affiliate stacking ecosystem in a nutshell. There's more to it, like as far as like, the way I build out the ecosystem allows me to build out my YouTube channel, my Facebook group. But we could get into that a little bit later if you want. But basically, is basically helping someone get from point A to point B, their ultimate desire, and giving them the products that they need. Did that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think this is an amazing concept. Well, for anyone, really, any business, but especially when someone's brand new.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense because, even when I got started back in the day, going back 11 years ago, it's like when you're looking for a business, you think this course is it. Like, this is the course. Or you think this is the business I buy, right?
Yeah.
That one thing that you get. And then you might promote the product, whatever you're promoting, but you're not looking outside of that at other opportunities that, from what I'm understanding, is opportunities where you can help more people, right, in more ways to get a result faster, right? So it's adding more value to your leads, to your prospects, to your customers. But ultimately, the thing I like about what you're saying is it's going to make you more money.
Yeah.
It's going to make you more profit in the long run, right? What does money mean? I mean, money is freedom. Ultimately. So it's looking at it like, all right, if I purchase this course, and I know you've got one of your courses, a 72-hour challenge, we'll talk about it in a second. But let's say this, I see a lot of people go through a course like that. And then they see, I got to buy this product, like a funnel builder, like for a website, or this email marketing software, or, this is too much. It's going to cost too much for me to build my business, right? Yeah. And they're looking at the expenses.
Yeah.
And when you look at the expenses, it's very easy to feel, disappointed, maybe that you're not going to continue because it's going to cost you money. But from what I'm understanding, what you're saying is you got to look at it from an ecosystem standpoint, where now you don't look at it like this is an expense. You shift it into, this is going to be a profit-making decision, where now, they've bought, let's say, your course, and now they've got to get a funnel builder and email marketing software. But now they can make money by promoting your course if they decide to become an affiliate. They can make money from that funnel builder that they purchase from that ecosystem. They can make money from that email marketing software and anything else they need from their business. So ultimately, in the long run, their customers for that new beginner, they're going to be purchasing all those products that are going to help them to build their businesses. But ultimately, you're going to make more profit just from helping people. Is that what you're saying, Jonathan?
No, totally, man. Like it's all about just really helping the customer, but giving them different options too. It's like, because in my ecosystem, like I'm like, hey, you need a funnel builder, because I always try to help people, man. I don't like to like say, you need to buy this because this is the only one. So what I try to do is like, hey, I recommend like something like ClickFunnels, but it's $100 a month. Okay, that's what I use. But if you literally cannot spend $100 a month, then here's another option, system.io, which is 100% free. And like, I'm a what do you call it? I'm a solutions guy. I'm always trying to figure out solutions. Cause I see people talking and I'm like, when I first launched like my first program, I just like promoted ClickFunnels because that's what I used. But a lot of people couldn't move on because they didn't want to pay the $100 a month. So I understand that. So I'm like, hey, well, here's another option. It's free. Now you have no excuse, right? But what I'm doing is I'm building a map to get them to where they want to be and different options to do that. And I always say, hey, you don't need to use this, but it's going to get you there quicker, right? Another example, Alex, is one of the programs in my ecosystem is repurpose.io, which is basically, if you were to make a short form video on TikTok, that software gets your TikTok video and promotes it on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. And I'm like, hey, you can do this. You could save time, or you could do it manually, right? I'm not trying to like just make what's it called? Just get you to buy all these products just because. There's a reason why, and it's going to save you time. But if not, hey, you could do it manually, right? So I think just being 100% transparent in your ecosystem, it's like, hey, you can, same thing with the meal prep, right? You can go make your own food, Or you can buy this service. Yes, it's my affiliate link, and it's going to save you so much more time. So it's like just being transparent. It's like, yeah, I mean, obviously I want you to buy through my links, but there's also the free option as well. You know what I'm saying? So just being 100% transparent and saying, this is what I recommend, but you don't need to do it. There's another option to do this as well. But yeah, you had it right on the money, Alex. I just wanted to add that as well.
And that's powerful because I actually have noticed that because, many programs I've promoted in the past, they will only offer one funnel builder as an example and like $100 a month, like ClickFunnels. Mm-hmm. And I've seen so many people stop building their business because that was worth $100 a month. Right. And now whenever I have communications with people, it's like, well, hey, look, there's a free option. Right. And I'm giving them those free options. And ultimately, even though I'm not making more money by promoting ClickFunnels, those people are staying longer in the game and are more excited to ultimately do what they need to do to quit their 9-to-5s. So I feel like I'm helping people versus I'm just here to make money, which I think is, key in building a business.
And it's awesome. Funny that you say that, Alex. It's like, cause I thought the same thing. I'm like, if I'm giving people free options, I'm not going to make very much money. But here's the funny thing. Okay. So when I started promoting like system.io, which is 100% free, like they don't even need a credit card. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to make money from this. It's okay. But I started doing this about a year ago, but now those people are still in the game because once they hit a certain amount of email subscribers or a certain amount of funnels, then they do have to pay for it. Now I'm starting to get the commissions from that. And what's funny, Alex, and I'm actually making more money with system.io than I'm making on ClickFunnels every single month. But because it's almost like delayed gratification. I didn't even think this was going to happen. I just wanted to help people. Right. So what I did is I cloned all the funnels and ClickFunnels that I would give people and I made them in system.io and I would give it to them. So I'm still attached to them. So when they make more funnels or when they get a big enough email list, then they get charged or whatever, they have to upgrade. Now I'm making that money. So it's funny because I didn't even do that to make more money. I just did it to help somebody, but I still make more money. People trust me now. And now people are, buying my stuff because I just built that trust with people. So just being 100% transparent, man, is so key in this game. And I think some people like try to manipulate people or whatever. I don't know, but I'm just 100% transparent. I think that's another reason why I've been able to do what I've done.
That's awesome, man. And you're helping more people to actually quit their 9-to-5s as well, just by helping them stay in the game longer. So yeah, that's amazing, man. Absolutely. And you mentioned in the beginning at one point about email marketing and YouTube, how those were just huge things for you. Tell us a bit about email marketing. Maybe just briefly, what is email marketing for the beginners? And then how has that served you in growing your business?
Yeah, email marketing is the number one thing that we focus on in the business. So like when I look at every single day, every single week, we look at how many emails did I generate? And then it's like, we kind of focus on that. So that's our main KPI, key performance indicator. So it's like, okay, we got 100 emails today. How can we get, 200 or how can we double this or whatever? How can we increase it? So the reason why is because if you could build your email list, you could build your whole ecosystem, right? Going back to the affiliate stacking ecosystem, if you're able to build this list, you can now promote multiple products, but you could also build out your other followings as well. So one of the main things I do is I build my email list, but I also use that email list to grow my YouTube channel, to grow my Instagram, to grow my Facebook group. So then it's not just an ecosystem of products, it's an ecosystem of my following. So it's a win-win-win, right? So if I can grow my email list, everything else just grows. Now, the cool thing is if you could build your email list and your YouTube channel, YouTube is evergreen. So what that means is people always go online to search a keyword, right? People always want to learn how to lose weight on YouTube, how to make money online, YouTube. Those keywords will always be searched. So what I do is I create videos that can be evergreen. That means I can make one video and that video is going to last, potentially for the rest of my life. So why do I do that? Because again, I'm using leverage. Leverage is the most important thing in my business. email marketing is a huge leverage point because I could send one email and that email can go to hundreds of thousands of people. Same thing with YouTube, right? I can make one video and that video is going to go to multiple people, but it's also going to last forever. So what do, man? My whole business is based on leverage. What I focus on in my business is the most leveraged task that's going to, like if I can do one thing and then it kind of goes down. So for example, okay, so I know we're getting kind of deep here and I don't know how deep you want me to go, but excuse me. So for example, I'll make a YouTube video, right? I spend a lot of time on this and that, let's just say we make a 20-minute video. But then what I do is then I give that to my team and they make shorts from it. They make TikToks. They make like a bunch of short form videos. And then I'll send an email to go to that YouTube video that then sells my programs, right? So we're using all these leverage points. That way I don't have to work as hard. Does that make sense? So like that's the biggest thing that I do is like I try to focus on the most leveraged task. So I'm not always having to work. Again, freedom. That's all I think about is how can I have the most time, the most freedom. So anyways, yeah.
That's huge. And I think even for a beginner to understand that is very important because I've gone through those stages of basically when you're building a business, you're doing it one-to-one, right? So right. If you were the prospect, I'd be on the phone, hey, Jonathan, what are you looking for? Asking questions, sending them information, following up on the phone, then, answering questions, closing. And literally, if you have to build a business like that, person by person by person,
yeah,
it's very draining ultimately. But sometimes when you're building a business, you have to do that in the beginning because that helps you develop your skills. And now it's chatting on the DMs, right? Chatting to prospects in Messenger or Instagram. But moving to what you're saying, where you're using leverage, now that's speaking to one to many, right? And as an example, I trained on one of your challenges recently that thousands of people attended that challenge, right? We're just helping people to use, short video to be able to grow their affiliate marketing business. And being able to go on something like that, one video, one training, thousands of people attend it, even multiple thousands of people watch it over, the weeks, months, year. Now it's just a way to reach so many people in one go, one to many, impact more lives, and ultimately, of course, always helping people results in more income. So, man, very powerful. And in terms, I know you mentioned YouTube, and for a lot of people that, especially beginners, that can be a bit scary.
Yeah.
I personally would recommend it for anyone that's got a lot of, already built an audience because it, like you said, it's something that potentially lasts a lifetime. I've got videos that are still from 5, 6, I think even 7 years ago, they're still making me money, which on YouTube, right? And I haven't had to recreate anything else from that, which I'm sure you've got something similar as well. But like that training that I helped you to do recently was more around short videos. So TikToks, Instagram, Facebook Reels. Just briefly let me know, what is your take on short video, especially for beginners, even people that are experienced, and what's the power in that compared to, let's say, YouTube?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, man. So the way I train my students now is like, I actually have them start with short form videos because it's low hanging fruit. It's easier than creating a YouTube video. But I try to help them see the vision. It's like, hey, phase 1, we're going to focus just on short form videos, getting them to an affiliate link or to your funnel. Okay. That's all you got to focus on. Then it's like, okay, now we're building a following. Now we can start thinking about YouTube, right? We can start thinking of like the evergreen part of this business. So phase 2, I have them go and I'm like, now let's start thinking about YouTube. How can we, make just one video a week, one video even a month that's going to last us a lifetime. But to get results a lot quicker, we can use short form videos to get people to our email list, right? And again, if we have an email list, we can then get people to our YouTube channel. So we got to get the ball rolling. And that's with short form video. So 100% recommend short form videos if the people are just starting out, get their confidence, get their emails up, maybe get their first sales, whatever it is. But then we focus on YouTube later on. Now, because, the thing with short form videos, they're great. However, they don't last forever like YouTube. They may last a couple days to a week, whereas YouTube, they can last forever, right? So I love short form videos. However, you're just going to be working more and, you're going to be working, creating a video every single day, which might be okay for you. Again, for me, I like to create a piece of content once and I could leave for a couple months and those are still going to get me leads and sales. That's why I love YouTube. So, that's kind of like what I tell people is like, use short form videos with the vision that maybe one day you're going to create a YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be right away, but just know that this is where I want you to be, because I think this is going to get you the most freedom. And then later on, I teach them, now we can build out a team that people can edit the videos. They can turn our YouTube videos into shorts. Then we get rid of phase one. We don't have to worry about creating shorts because we created the YouTube video, which our team is making now, right? So I know I go a little too deep. I start ranting a little bit, but to answer your question on short form videos, I love them. 100% recommend for beginners, to get those first results quicker.
Awesome. And I love how you go deep though, because there's always things that we can take away from what you're saying. And what you're saying is, especially for people that are new, yes, there's all these, bigger strategies, maybe more advanced strategies that you can do, but you don't have to do those in the beginning. Like what I'm taking from this is you're walking up a staircase, right? So, your first step is do the simplest thing you can do now to get your results as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Right. But once you've taken that step, maybe you're making some money. Heck, you might have even quit your job by that point.
Yeah.
Then, you've got some skills and you can use, then go on to the next step. Something might be a little bit more complex, but it's going to be, 100 times more beneficial.
Yeah.
Right. Which could be YouTube, right? That's a great strategy. And then one day, you're making 6 figures in your business. You can get to the point where you hire a team like Jonathan has, right? This is not something you have to do when you're beginning, where you can spend less time creating content, creating videos, and then that team's helping you maybe to scale from 6 figures to 7 figures by you investing a little bit of money, so you can grow to 7 figures. And now you've got even more time freedom, right? Because you've got that team working for you. Would you say that's how things have played out for you, Jonathan?
Yeah, no, totally. It's like I've built the systems that have got me to 6 figures, but to get to 7 figures, I think you need like a good team and someone that's going to help do like the low income tasks. Like for me, it was editing videos and uploading and all the things that took me, just tedious time. But yeah, having a good team, man, is everything, because now I have the privilege and the luxury of being able to just make a YouTube video. And from that YouTube video, someone's going to take that video, edit the video. Someone else is going to take that video, make like 10 different shorts. Someone else is going to take those 10 different shorts and upload them to like all the different platforms. Someone's going to go make an email to go send to the YouTube video. And then I have someone now DMing people to buy my stuff, buy my affiliate products. So it's like you set up all these systems, you learn the skills, but then you just teach someone else to take that from you. And then you just focus on the main task, which is for me, creating YouTube videos, is kind of the main thing I focus on now. Awesome,
man. And from what you mentioned, that you probably got like 5 or 6 people you mentioned helping you roughly. I counted.
I think I have 8 now. Yeah.
8. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. I mean, anyone that's listening, that's something you can do in the future. It's not something you have to do in the beginning until you're making some money. But that's a great strategy. Or if someone's listening or watching that's a 7-figure earner or close to that and wants to get to 7 figures, there's your strategy, right? Slowly start thinking, what can I, what you said, you called it a low income task, right? Something, is that what you called it? Low income?
Yeah, task? A low income task. It could be, editing a video, that's not something I would spend my time doing, responding to comments on Facebook.
So it would be something that doesn't correlate straight to making a sale. It's just those, like how would you define low income task?
It's something that like you could hire someone, I have a big team in the Philippines, like hire someone for $4 an hour to do. It's like, hey, I just need you to do this task. And like one of them is, like DMing people, like just, hey, cold DMing or whatever it is, right? Like I'm not going to spend my time doing that because I could spend my time with the most leveraged thing, which is creating a video. I can't really give that for someone to do. It's something that you shouldn't spend that much time doing, right? You can teach somebody and pay them a couple dollars an hour, 3, 4, $5 an hour, and they can very easily do it. Give them some training, but that would be like, so one of the main things I'll do, Alex, is I'll write out a list of like all the things that I do, or, if you're a solopreneur by yourself, like what's all the things that you do? Okay. You make a TikTok, you post that TikTok, you have a caption, you write an email, you make a Facebook post, and then you want to rank them by what makes you the most money, right? For me, what makes me the most money is creating a YouTube video, sending an email. Probably over all that is like creating products, creating a VSL, creating copy. Like those things are like things that I focus on. Whereas, editing a video, doing the SEO, doing the graphics, it's all necessary, but you can hire that out to people that are way better than you, right? So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I mean, what you're saying is, this is what I'm getting from what you're saying is, take your day, right? What you do in one day, and literally write everything down.
Yeah.
Step 1, what do I have to do when I wake up? Step 1, 2, 3, 4, in a list, in order. And then you go into that list and go, what can I get someone else to do that is simple, cheap, and will free me up for more time? And then slowly start crossing each of those lines until you're doing less. So I think that's very valuable. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. So let's move on, man. So love to know, like, what advice would you have to someone who's just getting started, right, with building their digital marketing, affiliate marketing business and hasn't had a breakthrough yet? And then on the other side of the coin, someone who's already having success and maybe wants to take their business to the next level. So maybe they're at multiple 6 figures and they want to go to 7 figures. I know we've shared a bit, but if you could share one for each, that'd be great.
Well, okay. So it depends. So if someone hasn't gotten a result in like a month, yeah, you really haven't done much, right? So I always say go at least 6 months, right? And I would say focus on short form videos at the moment and really figure out what's your KPI. What are the numbers you want to look at? So for example, it's like, how many emails did you generate this week? If you generated 1 email, cool. Next week, can you get that to 2? Next week, can you get that to 4? Or next day, whatever you want to look at. And if you start tracking things by numbers, then you start reverse engineering it, right? It's like, okay, how did I get that 1 lead? Oh, I made 2 short form videos. Okay. So what can you control there? Well, maybe I can go in and either make 4 videos or make those 2 videos better. How can I make those 2 videos better? They're going to get more people to click, to get more people to become a lead, right? So you start looking at the numbers, right? And that's my biggest thing is like, yeah, you got to be consistent, but you also don't want to be blind, right? So meaning, what can you do better, right? Look at the numbers. How many leads are you getting? Then even you could even go and say, how many clicks? How many people clicked on this? Okay, cool. How many people, where did I get these clicks from? Did I get them from Instagram? Did I get them from TikTok? Cool. Then you want to focus on the things that's getting you those leads, that first result. And if you could start looking at those numbers, right? And let's just say you don't have clicks, you don't even have leads. Well, then you got to look at the views. Okay, I got 100 views. I got 200. How can I get this to 400 views, right? So you can always go back and just kind of reverse engineer it. That's kind of how I do everything, right? Even, I always say, how can I get 100 sales here? Well, I need 1,000 people to enter their email. I need 5,000 people to click on the link. I need to create this much content, right? So you kind of reverse engineer it, right? So you basically, this is your goal, and you kind of reverse engineer it from there. So that's what I recommend if someone hasn't gotten a result yet. Just like, don't be blind. Like, just like figure out why you're not getting a result, and then you kind of look at the numbers. Now, if you've only done this 2 weeks to a month, you don't have enough data. So stick with it for at least 6 months and then figure out what's going on. Okay. Now, the next question was, if someone's at 6 figures, how do I get them to 7 figures? Easy. So you got to have someone helping you. Okay. You got to have a team member. You got to have an editor, someone doing the low income task. And then you got to create a traffic machine. So you can't really just focus on shorts anymore. You got to focus on evergreen traffic, YouTube. You got to focus on like a community. So like a Facebook group. Now, all these things, it doesn't have to be too hard. Like, again, if you're really efficient with your time, then it's not hard to do these things. So again, if you're focused on YouTube now you could hire someone to take that YouTube video and post them and create multiple shorts from that. Okay. So that's how I get to seven figures, is focused on creating these traffic machines, which is, again, I call it YouTube, because then you could focus on just doing that. And that's going to exponentially get you more and more traffic. Whereas short form videos, they're awesome, but you got to keep creating. You got to keep making them every single day. So to get to seven figures, you definitely got to have a traffic machine. So like YouTube, you got to have a couple team members to help you. Doesn't have to be that expensive. Another thing is having your core, like your own core signature offer. It doesn't have to be your own product, but it could be like a bonus offer. So let's just say you're promoted legendary marketer. It's like, hey, if you buy the $2,500 blueprints, I'm also going to give you this. Like, these are my bonuses. So those things will help you get more sales and help you get to seven figures. If you're promoting just an affiliate product. So yeah, I hope that helps, man.
Awesome. No, I think that is amazing value here. I love what you said for the beginners. One, give yourself more time, which is probably the third time we've mentioned it. I think that's the biggest one, because I see people 2 weeks and, even if they generated 100 leads in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, I've only generated 100 leads and not one sale.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's only been 2 weeks, right? And then tracking your numbers, like, that was so interesting you said that, because that has been a huge game changer for me.
Yeah.
And the way I see that is, before I tracked my numbers, I made decisions out of emotion. Right? Always been emotional. Like, oh, I'm not making money and something's not happening. And you're kind of like always triggered. And either you don't take action because you're so in your head and you think things are not working, or you just make really, really bad decisions. But when you get out of your emotions, and this was something I learned from someone long ago, that when you get out of your emotions in business, right, and you don't do things out of emotion anymore, your business changes. Right? And the tracking numbers is a big part of that. Because when I started tracking numbers, now I knew actually my business is going well.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, even if I generated 1 lead last week, okay, generated 2 this week, generate 3, 6, 10. There's like that upward trend of progress.
Yeah.
But if, let's say, a month goes through and you've generated 10 leads, but you don't know if they've actually progressively gone up every week, that's where you get emotional. That's where, you start doubting yourself, and that's where you don't progress in your business. So I thought that was huge. And tracking numbers, I feel, can be super simple as well, like you said, especially if someone's beginner. Like, I used to be like, oh, I'm not a numbers person.
Yeah.
Right. Until I had a coach who started teaching me. But then I realized actually it's not that hard. In my head, I imagine you have to have this huge Excel spreadsheet with numbers for everything, which you could do if you were in a multiple 7-figure business. But in the beginning, it's literally just having like a little notepad and going week 1, 1 lead, week 2, 2 leads, week 3, and even tracking once you're making money, tracking your money. Because if you're like make $1 1 week, $5 the next, 3 the next, $10 the next, as long as there's a little upward trend, now you're not in your emotions anymore. And you know that you're heading towards that ultimate goal of quitting your job and having freedom. So I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah. And you ask the right questions when you're looking at the numbers. It's like, okay, I got 10 leads this week, whereas last week I got 5. What the heck did I do? Oh, I made this video that talked about this. Okay, cool. I got to do more of that. Now I got 20 leads. Cool. I got to do more of that. I got to get better at this, So it's like you ask the right questions now. So I think that's one thing that helped me was like, I am an engineer, was an engineer. So, I'm not very emotional when it comes to business. So it's like, okay, I just look at the numbers. But you can train yourself to like, just, like you said, you're kind of an emotional person, Alex, but you train yourself to like, look at the numbers. So once you do that, it kind of changes a lot because you ask the right questions for yourself and you don't get emotional. And it's like, okay, this is what I got to do. And there's no question about it. I got to make it happen. Right. So that's it.
Awesome. No, powerful. And then the traffic machine for someone that wants to go to 7 figures. Absolutely. That's amazing too. Now it's starting to look at things from, okay, let's go from being solo entrepreneur to building a team. And what I love about that is just a whole new level of thinking. Now it's, okay, you're actually going to hire people And the people you hire, you're going to pay, and you're actually going to help those people too.
Yeah.
Right. But helping them to be able to feed their families, right? Even if they're in the Philippines, right? You're still going to help them and support them. But ultimately, they're going to help you build your business, your community bigger. And then that gives you the ability to just impact more people, right? And feels like when you get to 7 figures, it's a matter of scaling. So how can you impact thousands of people versus just, a few hundred every week sort of thing. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Love it, man.
In hindsight, man, what do you wish you had known when you started out? So I know you had quick success in some degree, but something that you still feel would have helped you to make money a lot faster with your business.
It's funny. I wish I had short form videos when I started. Cause it was at that point, there was no like short form videos. So it's actually like, I don't know, yes and no, because I had to learn YouTube. Like I had to, there's no short form videos. So in a way, I think it was a blessing because I did have to learn like the hardest thing. But I think it would have been cool to have that first. That way I can get results quicker. But I don't know. I don't know if it's hard, man, because it's like, I'm glad where I am now, but it would have been so much easier if I did have short form videos. So I don't know. I'll keep that answer, I guess.
I think that is a totally valid point because, you got started, I would say just before the short form revolution happened. I got started 2011, which back then it was Facebook ads and even blogging and all these other more complex and technical things. So for you to say that, it's like people start an online business now and they see short form video, TikTok, Reels, like Instagram and Facebook, but they don't see the history before all that happened. So for them, they don't actually know the opportunity that they have to make money way faster and for free. So for you to say that, I think it just really validates that right now is an amazing opportunity for anyone to be able to build a business simply, easier, faster, cheaper. So like anyone listening or watching, and you're growing your business, or maybe you haven't started, maybe now's the opportunity to continue to grow and start your business because there hasn't ever been a better time than it is to do it right now. Would you agree with that, Jonathan?
Oh yeah, man, for sure. I mean, I think it's one of the easiest times to get started, as long as you know the history, right? Like it's like you're going to get this stuff done and then, hey, eventually I got to learn some of the things that are going to get me out of my business, not always having to create videos. But yeah, I mean, amazing opportunity right now. Like I think anyone can get started with this. It's so simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Create a 5-10 second video, get them to a landing page and just rinse and repeat until you get to a certain point where you can quit your job and then start thinking about a team and YouTube and stuff like that. So, there's phases to this, but yeah, definitely easier to get started now.
Awesome. I have one other question too that just came to mind. We've been talking a lot about video, but a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but I don't want to show my face, or I don't know what to talk about, or, I'm afraid to be on camera. A quick tip for someone that's thinking that.
Yeah. Dude, I was terrified to be on camera. Like, probably the worst person to ever I was the guy that in school when they had presentations, I would be sick. So, man, I don't know, man, because I think the biggest thing is, man, I don't even know what got me out of it. I think it was when I went negative in the bank, I was so I don't know. It was a kind of a dark time. I was like, the only way out of this is I have to start making videos. So I guess the biggest thing I could say is just do it, because if you're able to kind of get over that fear, there's so much opportunity. And I think the biggest thing that'll help though is teaching something that you learn. And that's kind of my hack when it comes to YouTube. It's like, if you want to learn something as simple as how do I get traffic on Pinterest, go learn it and then recreate it. And you're going to suck. Just know that. Go to my old videos and you'll see how bad I was. But you get better with time. And one thing, Alex, that might help someone that's terrified is no one's going to watch you in the beginning anyways. So it doesn't really matter. So it's you're going to kind of be able to practice until, 10, 20 videos in, then, okay, maybe have some confidence now. Excuse me. But yeah, so that would be the biggest thing is just no one's going to watch you in the beginning really. So it's like, it's okay if you mess up.
Yeah. And you don't even have to show your face either. I think
That's
you
true.
teach how to make short 5-second shorts, like to get started, right? Where you don't have to show your face. Like, how does that work?
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely do that. You can either record yourself without talking and just put some text on the screen, or you can just record like, like your surroundings and put some text. Obviously it's going to be better if you have your face in there, but hey, there's always a way, man. Like, people can give me excuse after excuse after excuse, and I'm going to figure out a solution for them, which is one of my big traits as well. Like I try to, if there's an obstacle in my way, I try everything in my power to figure out how to get over that. So, I think that's one of my superpowers I do have. It's figuring out solutions for myself, but also for other people, for students. So yeah.
Awesome, man. All right, Jonathan. So we're almost done, but give us one key takeaway, one last one for creating success with a digital marketing business. Then let us know the best way that people can connect with you. And then I know that you want to share about a little bit more about something that we can give away to people as well, so they can learn more about how they can work with you. And then we'll say goodbye.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's going to help anyone succeed is, man, it's so simple, but just staying consistent, because people just give up after like a couple weeks, a month. So if you can figure out a strategy, right? So for example, make 2 simple videos a day, 2 videos, but don't skip a day. Do it for 6 months, a year. Just do that every single day. Don't worry about the results. Don't worry about that. Just focus on getting better and look at the numbers. Okay. But do the 2 videos a day or whatever the number is, right? For me, when I started, it was 1 video a day. I don't care how many views I got. I don't care. Again, you don't want to get emotional with it. So staying consistent, pick a number and do it. Do not give in on or do not compromise on that. Okay. No matter what. I was so tired of some of those mornings. I did not want to create a YouTube video, but I did it. Okay. 6 months straight. I did that. So if you do it for 6 months, I promise, I guarantee you're going to have some sort of result, like something. Like you cannot not be consistent for 6 months and not get a result. So staying consistent, but like pick a target, right? Don't just like stay consistent, not knowing what you're doing. Pick a target and say, I'm going to do this every single day. And I promise you, you're going to see results in 6 months. It might not be quitting your job, but it's going to be something way better than it was 6 months ago. Okay. Yeah. And then people can find me, Alex, on YouTube. So they can search Jonathan Montoya or Passive Income Lifestyles. You can search that on YouTube. I'll pop right up. I'm on Facebook. You can, I'm pretty active on Facebook. Just search Jonathan Montoya. Instagram is Jonathan_Montoya24. You can connect with me on there as well. Yeah, man. And you wanted me to talk about the 72-hour challenge? Or?
Yeah, man. I know you got a free video about it as well. So just share a little bit about us, like, your offering there, what they're going to find in that video, like what you do, so people can go check that out.
Yeah. So I essentially created a challenge that helps people build their business from complete scratch. So I give you the ecosystem. So to build an email list, you need like a free lead magnet. So that's how I teach my students to build an email list. So, I'm like, hey, here's this free thing in exchange for an email. So what I do in the 72-hour challenge is I give you guys a free course that you're able to give out as your own. So it's pretty cool because I created the course for you, but you give it out as your own. So you're giving this out. That way you could build your own list. So in the challenge, I give you the course. I show you how to set it up. And I even show you how to do it for free, like in system.io. So it's pretty cool. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to promote this course that's yours. But within that course, you can swap all your affiliate links. So there's like 15 different links in there, like Legendary Marketer, ClickFunnels, System.io, all these other programs that you can swap your link for. So that's basically the gist of the challenge. It's focused on email marketing, affiliate marketing, but really just getting you started. So yeah, man, that's I'm sure you'll have a link to that, Alex. But yeah, that's that's been like the easiest way to get started is giving away a lead magnet. And I give you a lead magnet, which is the free course that you give out as your own. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome. No, thanks for sharing that. And yeah, I know you've got a great course there as well. And if you want anyone that wants to go check it out, you can go to alexfordpodcast.com/Jonathan. And he's got a free video there that you'll be able to watch where he breaks down exactly, what affiliate marketing is, how it can help you, and, his offerings as well. So if you're looking to start, your own online business, be able to make money online and quit your 9 to 5 ultimately, so you can have that freedom, definitely go check it out, alexfordpodcast.com. And Jonathan, even if someone has experience with affiliate marketing, would that 72-hour challenge still be beneficial to them?
Yeah, I mean, and I say that because I've had a lot of people that took the challenge and are using it just as another lead magnet, right? So, some people may have an ebook that they give out. They may give out like, a resource or a document, but this allows them to give away a free course, which is super valuable. So yeah, for sure, man, it gives you another lead magnet that they can give out. So it's perfect for a beginner and for someone even making 7 or 6 figures. So yeah.
Which I find interesting too, because actually many years ago, I remember I purchased a course as well that you could kind of like white label, meaning that you used it to brand yourself. Mm-hmm. And I started giving that away and selling it. And it was powerful because whether you're new or you've got experience, having something that's your name that you own, it builds so much credibility, authority for you. And ultimately that it's a powerful way to help you scale your business even more. So go check that out. Again, it's alexfordpodcast.com/Jonathan. And all right, man, that wraps up this episode. Awesome. I really appreciate your time, your value bombs. I think you've just given so much here that people can take and implement. Definitely go check out Jonathan. Follow him on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You've been hanging out with myself, Alex, and Jonathan Montoya. Jonathan, again, thanks for so much value. I wish you plenty of success, man.
Thank you so much,
bro. Have you again sometime in the future when you're an 8-figure earner.
Absolutely,
and, man. Hear from you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Alex Ford Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to visit alexfordpodcast.com for more free resources on how to build a 6 or 7-figure online business and turn your digital marketing dream into a profitable and rewarding full-time career. And if you love this podcast, remember to subscribe and follow Alex on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.